Brian Van, sportbiketrackgear.com, and today we're going to do a Vortex Fender Eliminator kit install on our 2015 M4 exhaust sportbiketrackgear.com Suzuki GSX-R600 giveaway project bike. This is a pretty easy project. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate this gigantic OEM Fender and replace it with this very clean looking Vortex tag bracket. Okay, simple project here at the end of the day. Got a 5 Allen, I got a 10mm wrench, right? Some other basic hand tools. We're going to begin by removing the stock tail. On Suzuki, we've got 4 fasteners that are located underneath. 10mm head on each. This is one of the more simplistic tag brackets. There is no provision for turn signals on it, as the Suzuki has the turn signals integrated right into the tail of the bike. Right, so you're going to get a really good, clean, racy look, easy install, and you won't have to mess around at all with the turn signals. Super affordable piece, as you would imagine, as it's not very complicated. And remember, Vortex has applications for almost every common sport bike. We're going to need to lower the table real quick. And get that rear seat off. And see if we can't find that license plate light harness so we can unplug it. With the Vortex bracket, you will not be utilizing that license plate light. I'm sure that's heartbreaking. Pretty common with most of the Fenders that will be the case. And let's see if we can find where this comes up in here. Looks like it might tuck up over into the side, so might have to remove a little more of the trim to actually see where that goes. I think what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get the front seat off. Perhaps we'll get lucky. We'll be able to access it somewhere here under the front seat. If not, we're going to have to pull a bit of bodywork off the bike, just in the tail section, to access the connector for that license plate light. To get the seat off the Suzuki, you need to first pull down here in the front, release that tab. You can see here, it's got like a hard plastic Velcro, right? This stuff is really grippy. And then we have this pin that goes into a rubber grommet here. That's what you need to do to get those side plates off. And then 5mm Allen on each side of the seat. Lift it up in the front, slide it forward like so. And now let's take a look at it and see if no, it does not look like that is going to pan out for us, so we're going to need now to start kind of disassembling the rear tail here just a little bit, right? So we need to pull some of the plastics off of the tail so we can get in here. Access that connector. Still not a big deal. Suzuki has a really well-engineered product. They do a great job putting their stuff together. The way that it comes apart is, at the end of the day, pretty intuitive in my opinion. You want to make sure, obviously, you keep all of your fasteners as you go through. A couple of push pins here. A couple of push pins here on the other side. Phillips head screws, got some 4mm Allen, so you've got quite a blend of different fasteners here that are holding the panels on the bike. They got this carbon fiber look. Plastic they've integrated in a couple of different spots. That stuff is pretty sweet. Got all the fasteners out up here on the top right now. Okay, I'm going to try and avoid taking the whole thing apart if we don't have to. Now we'll kind of slide the plastics apart a little bit, see if we can get the access that we're looking for here without going a whole bunch farther. The way it was run, it looks to me like it's probably coming over off on this side. So, just a couple of push pins left here. Anytime you're doing something like this, take your time. I obviously don't want to scratch the bike, damage any pieces. Right? At the end of the day, it should come apart relatively easy. If you have to force anything, it means you may have forgotten a fastener. You do not want to break this stuff. These OEM plastics are super expensive. And there you go. This should get us access to the area that we're looking for. I'll just remove that. You can see how they integrate the turn signal into the actual tail itself. Now we come up here and take a look. Looks like we are right here with this. The white connector here. Undo that. Get a pair of side cutters real quick. Got the cable tie that's holding that on there. We'll go ahead and snip that off. Here they've really got this kind of threaded through, so I need to get the wire passed through. There you go. We're going to be exchanging this, all of this, for this. I'm going to begin putting this tail back together. Now there's really no reason to have this completely disassembled here, so I'm going to start putting this all back together. And when we come back, we're going to be working on actually installing that tag bracket on the bike. Okay, I got the whole tail all put back together. Plastics are all on and in place. We're ready to install the tag bracket now. Got a nice powder coated piece here, right? You can see they've got the Vortex logo in it. You've got the V, and then you got that sprocket sweep is integrated into it. And to me, you know, I want the tag bracket to be lined up the same way as the logo would go. And you see the sweeps in the logo here run from left to right. So I'm going to install the tag bracket the same way. We've got 4 Allen head fasteners and only 2 that are actually going to hold this to the bike. So they're wanting you to utilize these other 2 holes here where there were factory bolts, all right, to help hold this under tray on. And these 2 right here will hold in place the tag bracket. And you know what, while I'm doing this, just to be on the safe side, you know, a lost plate could be a real pain in the butt. We're going to use just a wee little bit of thread locker here, just the blue stuff in the back, because I can see it now riding down the road. There goes your license plate. So we're going to just use just a little bit of blue will prevent that for us. Go ahead and thread this one back out. The other two, at the end of the day, I don't think there's really any need for that there. You could if you choose to do so. And even this would be, I would say, an optional step. This is just kind of a little added security. Get this all started. Got a T-handle waiting there, hanging out the back of the canister. Run this all down. Okay, now they supplied locking nuts to use with the license plate, so that's really going to go a long way to making sure the plate does not fall off. So there's no need for any thread locker here. Once again, I think that using a little thread locker on the bolts that hold the bracket to the bike, that's probably a good call. So get this all lined up, get our nuts on there. And we'll be just about done with this project. Switching it up from a 5 to a 4mm Allen. Okay. Toss that rear seat on there. Take a look at that, and we've really cleaned this up here in the back. Pretty simple procedure at the end of the day, right? Removing that stock piece. Gives you a good, clean, racy look. You lose that huge fender, the big reflectors. And this is our first install on our 2015 M4 sportbiketrackgear.com Suzuki GSX-R600 STG project bike.